Assalamu alaikum and welcome to Creative Creations with me Zainab
and me Zora.
And today we're going to show you how to make summer inspired candles, and these are the items you're going to need. So first what you're going to need to do is fill up your glass container or cup with your opaque soya bean wax. And to do that, we're just going to use a little container, fill it up and pour it in. And what you want to do at this point is make sure you keep, oh, there's a lot of mess there, don't worry, we'll clean that up later. So now that we've packed it into the glass, like so, Zora, just give it a good push down, not too much, just gently push it down to fill up any gaps between the shavings. Nice, okay. Yeah, so we've got a good measurement in there, so it's nice and full. And as you can see, there aren't as many gaps in there, so it's quite nice and full. So what we're going to do now is just pour it into our heat-resistant jug. Thank you for reminding me, Zora. Get it all in there. Don't leave any behind. And if you find that your glass was like, oh, well, now it's a little bit, you know, messy inside, don't worry. When we melt in the wax, all of that will be covered. So now that we've got all the contents of the wax into our heat-resistant jug, we're just going to warm up our double boiler to gas mark 2 and place the jug gently. Parents, please do this for your children. So we're just going to let that warm up here. And remember, you can use your chopstick to encourage it to melt down in the jug when it starts to melt down. Now that your candle wax has melted down in your heat-resistant jug, we're just going to, while it's still in the pot, we're going to add in fragrance, which is 50 ml worth of fragrance. And we're just going to stir that. Okay, that's done. And what we're going to do now is we're not going to pour the entire contents of this into the mixing. We're just going to do a quarter of it.
Carefully.
Yes, carefully.
Since it's very
Remember
hot.
to get your parents to help you with this part. And now, Zora, you're going to add half of the mica, green mica. Okay, now stir it in very well. It's a lovely green, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wow, look at that. It almost looks like the ocean. Deep down in the ocean.
Shallow.
It's beautiful. Mashallah, look at that. Okay. So if you don't have any glue dots, what you can do is take a little bit of your wax mixture and then just drip it on the base of the wick and hold it in place until the wax hardens, and that will hold it into place. Don't worry about the length of the wick moving around. It will do that, but eventually we'll have to use 2 sticks to hold it in place. So I think, yeah, that's in the center. So we're just going to hold it. So yep, that's perfect. You can just hold that for a moment. Okay, so now it's stuck. It's nice and stuck. So we're just going to wait a little bit to let the wax go clear a little bit more. Because if we add the hot mixture on top of that, it will then loosen it again. So we're just going to give that a moment to dry up. So if you find that your mixture on this side is going a bit hard, what you can simply do is just place it into the double boiler to keep it warm, and then it won't go hard. Just a moment or two more for this one. Okay, so now it's nice, so you can move it around and it won't detach from the centre of the base. So we're just going to go with our mixture again. Nice and warm mixture, lovely green. And we're going to pour sideways. So if you've noticed that the wick has moved, that's perfectly normal. We're just going to hold it in place and wait until it hardens. It doesn't take too long to harden, at most 5 minutes. So we could just hold it in place. So parents, do hold the glass with the hot wax in there while it's drying, so your child can sit back and watch the lovely creations that they're making. So if you find that your wax is not sitting or not just staying straight, use 2 wooden objects, straight wooden objects, to keep it in place, just like that. So while it's like this, in fact, you can now go ahead and mix your next colour, which is going to be fuchsia. So again, I'm just going to take a little bit, half of the mixture in fact, to mix the fuchsia in there. That's more than enough. Place that back into the double boiler to keep it warm. And Zora's going to add in half of the fuchsia mica. So give it a good stir to make sure there's not any mica clumps of powder. So you want to get it fully immersed into the warm liquid wax. Do you see any clumps in there, Zora?
No.
No? No, okay. So it's ready to pour. So do you want to pour this one, Zora? So I'm going to move one out of the way, one of these wooden sticks actually. We'll move both and pour. Okay, stop for a minute, and I'm just going to tilt it towards me a little bit, and again the wick will move, so you can hold that in place. Thank you, Zora. Why I'm tilting it like this, because it's creating a floral effect on the wall of the glass. And just keep moving that. For your floral effect candle, You can use a passion fruit fragrance, you can use a mango, anything very summery, and make sure that it's candle making suitable fragrance. Okay, so now the wax is getting thicker because it's cooling down. And also moving it from side to side, like back and forth, will make the wax dry quicker. And you have a lovely design on the wall of your glass. So now that the fuchsia has dried and you have these lovely waves printed inside your glass with different coloured wax, I'm literally going to chance it now. And yes, the wick is holding in the middle. We're just going to go ahead and use the remaining mixture of our fragrance and wax into a glass, pour it into a glass. And then add the peach mica. Because it's it's a subtle colour, you'll need to add about 75% of it into the melted wax. So you need to add a bit more, Zora. So we're going to do more than half, which is about that much. And give it a good mix. Make sure that there aren't any powder pockets in there. And if there are, just keep stirring. It will disperse into the wax. Do you see any in there?
There's bubbles.
There's bubbles, that's fine. Okay, so I have my 2 wooden forks ready to hold the wick, because as we know at this point the wick may move again. So Zora's going to pour in. So I'm going to place one wooden fork just here to keep it in place. And Zora's just going to pour. We're going to pour it in, but do it a bit quicker than that, Zora, so the mica doesn't stay at the bottom of the plastic cup. And now we're just going to place a second wooden fork beside the first one to keep the wick in the centre. And now you don't need to do any tilting, you just set it to one side and let it dry. Until next time, Assalamu alaikum.